ladies and gentlemen. It is time for some Politi-tics. It's Saturday night. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, Dark MAGA Jake, and I'm back, and I'm pissed off, and I'm ready to talk about the world. What's going on where you're at? Who's first in chat? Bill Bennett's here. He says, Big Bad Don is back in town. One more day. Big changes coming. Praise sweet Jesus. Untethered Live family is awesome. Bill, you are awesome too, and that's almost correct. 2 more days. He'll be back on Monday, which is Inauguration Day. That's the day we all looking forward to. And it's going to be chaotic, to say the least, I would imagine. A little bit of chaos going on there. But anyway, you get the gold star for being first. Here's your gold star. Amanda says hi. And hello, Untethered Live family. Good to see you all. I hope everybody had a good Saturday. It's been raining here all day. Woohoo! Trump is in office on Monday. MAGA! Make America Great Again. Hi, Jake. How are you tonight? Cold, stiff, and a little excited for the weekend to be over because I can't wait for next week. You know how it goes. Bill Bennett says, hello, Banhammer. Nice. I like the name. Amanda says, Jake's having technical difficulties. Hang tight. Yeah, I went to go to my main scene, and it vanished, and all of the things that I had set up for the show vanished with it. So, you know, I had to rush and put things together so that I could at least appear. But I managed to make it on time, so that's all good. I'll have to go back after the show and figure out what the hell happened. I don't know. It just went away like it was never there. Patty says, I'm in. Peace. What's up, Patty? How are you? Amanda says hi. Patty says hi, Amanda. It's nice to see you guys. Cheers. Tonight's episode is brought to you by this here hot cup of coffee. Don't you want to have a cup of coffee with me and talk about the old Covfefe coming back into the office, shaking things up? If so, go to the kitchen, pour up yourself a nice hot cup, and let's get this conversation rolling. If you don't have a cup, you can get one in the description below. I recommend the first one. It does have my face on it. It is fantastic. And also, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available in the chat box. If you want to show a little love, throw a little jangle-angle this way, I do appreciate it. Hit that CashApp and visit the Facebook page at facebook.com/UntetheredLiveFamily, and thank you very much. Patty says, Bill says, they didn't want you to share what you were going to share. LOL. Probably. I don't know if they can do that, though, because that would mean they'd have access to my computer, and there'd be other problems if they did that, right? So we can't assume they have access to my computer. Because it didn't vanish off of YouTube. It vanished off of my computer. The whole scene. Like, the way my system is set up is like a movie studio. It's got different scenes. For example, I could bring you down here, do a little bit of talking about stuff that's up there. Or I could bring you back to this scene, which is the Politi-tics scene, and it vanished. And all the things, all the noises, all the little stuff like that, which isn't showing up because it's below the camera, because I had to just put it in there. Like that. Just went away. Don't know where it went. Don't know how it went away. I didn't hit delete or anything. It just vanished. So I had to rebuild it. Maybe it's got a time limit. Who knows? Maybe my system needs an upgrade. Maybe I need a new computer, one that don't cost $50,000. Because if I bought this computer today, this one would cost $50,000. And that would not be able to do what this one can do. That's with 8 gigs of RAM, $50,000. Don't believe me? Go look. It's a Mac Pro. Go look. The big metal one, the one that looks like a cheese grater. $50,000 for the base product. That's no memory and no processor speed, just the computer. That's ridiculous. So, it could be a Mac thing. They could be slowly erasing me so that I can't keep using this computer because the things I can do with it, ooh, nice. My laptop won't do what this thing does. And it's got a microphone attached to it, like the real kind. Anyway, how's your night going? It's been cold, wet, and rainy here all day long from As soon as I got up this morning till now, it's been raining. I've got nothing done, nothing but sleep, which I needed, so that's okay. But, makes one tired and dreary. Too much sleep ain't a good thing. Where is everybody tonight? There's only 8 people in chat, but there's only 3 likes. That means 5 of you don't give a damn what I'm doing. Linda Davis says, happy Saturday night. Hi, Linda. How are you? How are things? How you feeling? What you up to? What's your blood pressure specifically? Amanda says, hi, Linda, hun. Vibrating heart. Walter Davis says, good evening, all. Hey, Walter, sorry I missed you Friday night. You came in just as I was going out. I'd already hit the button, so I couldn't back up on it. Fab Daddy says, I blame the Jewish space lasers for the weather. Well, them Jews, they are responsible for everything. I'm wondering how, but they are. Chemtrail Warrior says, hello, everyone. Hello, Chemtrail. Amanda says, Walter, Chemtrail, Fab, hi. Nice to see everybody. Nice you all could drop in for a little chit-chat on a Saturday night. When the moon is out, head on over to the Twist and Shout. Find a 2-step partner in a Cajun beef. Lift me up on a young man's knee. I don't think that's how that goes. Walter Davis says, hey, Jake, Amanda, Fab, Bill, Patty, Chemtrail, and Linda. One day I'll learn how to read. I'm working on it, though. What have you guys been doing this week other than work and recovery? Because I know about both of those things. I've been doing a little of both of those things myself. But, I've got a powerful jean jacket and a hat that says MAGA, and I like it. I have 2 hats that say MAGA, a red one and a black one. I like the black one better, I think. Linda says, I'm waiting on the snowstorm coming in tomorrow. That's what I heard. People are telling me we're going to get snow Wednesday, something like 3 inches. And I was like, ooh, you mean it'll snow, but it'll be gone by 11 o'clock? That's the kind of snow you want. Walter says, we're plowing snow tomorrow. I hear you. Chemtrail says, where can I watch playing with the band? I tried today, but had to be a member or something. Well, yeah, that's the price of admission, honey. If you want to watch me do my thing, you got to come watch me do my thing. I'm sorry. That's the way it works. There's plenty of me jamming on YouTube, though. You can go through. There's 1,000 videos there of me just hanging out with buddies and pulling songs out of our ass and jamming them. You can go watch that. But if you want to watch the band, you got to pay to see that. Amanda says, we're waiting on the snow. Woo-hoo. You're not going to be able to build a snowman out of it. I wouldn't imagine. It's North Carolina. We get snow like every 5 years, and it ain't much at that. I've been here for 20 years, 21 years. Well, since 2000, however long that is, 25, 24 years maybe, somewhere. I came here in 2000. I've seen it snow twice. I've seen it snow twice where it left some on the ground. One time it was about a foot. The next time it was 3 foot, and that's it. That's all the snow I've seen. Did you buy your cryptocurrency? Fab Daddy asks. No, because I'm not a moron. I prefer to keep my cash in cash, like dollar bills. Amanda says, on the channel playlist, under playlist, there are other videos. Yes, there are lots of videos, Chemtrail, of me jamming. It's not necessarily my band, but it is band-like. There are people there playing instruments, so you can check that out. A series of podcasts where that's pretty much all we do is play songs, although they're unrehearsed, but they are, and at low volume, but they are band. Half of them are actual members of my band, so we can check that out. Bill says, hello, Walter. Chemtrail says, okay, thanks, Amanda. And Amanda says, you're welcome, Chemtrail. Linda says, we're supposed to get 6 to 10 inches up here in cold country. Oh, nice. That's like, you can almost snow sled in that, right? Can definitely build a snowman out of 6 to 10 inches. Chemtrail says, I think it's too warm here to stick or pile up high like the media wants us to think. Well, it's been my experience that folks that have lived around a place for a long time, they kind of know what the weather's going to do. You listen to them, not the weatherman. They've been watching it go up and down for years. They know exactly what's happening. And the kids are definitely going to have fun, says Linda. I bet. I've never had the pleasure of living in a place when I was a kid that snowed. So I don't know what that's like. But I do know what it's like to tromp through the swamp in nothing but a pair of tight shorts. So that's a thing. I've been here since 89, says Kim Trail. That's a while. That's a while. I remember 1989. I was wearing white T-shirts with black magic marker all over it. Breakdancing and yes, I breakdanced in parking lots. I never made any money at it, but we were good. I'm sure we were. We thought we were anyway. Kim Trail says, I'm probably older than the weatherman. That old weatherman. Maybe he'll give us a good forecast. That's a good cup of coffee. Thank you, whoever provided the coffee for the show tonight. What do you guys think of my badass jean jacket? It's a Hard Rock Cafe jacket, too. Stylish. I think it's going to rain. It's raining right now. Amanda says, half shirt and cut-off jean shorts. Yeah, I went through that phase, too, for about 10 minutes. Until I realized, much like with rollerblading, that it's very gay to wear a half shirt if you're a dude. Let's not do that. I mean, I was tempted with the best of them. I saw the rollerblades, the single line of wheels, and I thought, maybe, for just a minute. Then I saw people with their spandex on, rollerblading, and I was like, yeah, that's not me. That's not me. I'll put on the cowboy hat and chase bulls. I'll do that. May not be as fun, but it's much, much more receptive to the ladies when they see you tackle a big beast, 4,000-pound monster. Oh, yeah. Walter says, I'm okay if it rains. The truck I got for tomorrow is too big for the route that I plow. I hear you. Fab Daddy says, I wanted to be the Fonzie. Hey, I hear you. I did, too. I remember those days. And then I watched that episode where they jumped the shark, quite literally, where that expression comes from. And that was it for the Fonz. Amanda says, Wrangler jeans so tight you could tell what religion you are. Oh, yeah. That's a foreskin joke for those of you not keeping up. It's a good one. Subtle, but nice. So anyway, back in the old days, Kim Trail says, oh, wow, Amanda. Now she just gets to see sweatpants, lots of them, because I'm old. But I still dress up nice. If you squint and stand about 15 feet away, I can make you think I'm something. As long as you don't look too long. Linda says, Amanda, I miss those days. I hate the baggy pants look on guys, LOL. Me too. I still wear tight pants when I go out. I never could get into the baggy thing. I tried. It didn't work for me. I'm already short, so when I put on baggy pants, I just look like SpongeBob. Can't do it. Kim Trail says, I was living in Portland, Oregon when breakdancing came about, and I spun on my head on a piece of cardboard, and my mother ripped me off the court. Yep, that's what we were doing in the parking lots of the whatever grocery store it was, Bilo or Winn-Dixie or whatever it was back then. I don't remember. We'd go out there and put out a piece of cardboard and take turns doing stuff that looked vaguely hard. I'm not sure any of it was. I'm pretty sure we were just doing the curly shuffle. Whoop, 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 whatever. But it looked good. We had music and a boombox, so we knew something. Kids. I wonder, having lived through this period of time, I wonder what my parents thought about me when I come around wearing a half shirt and spandex and breakdancing. Amanda says, right, Linda? I love a nice Wrangler ass. Wonder where she got that from. Linda says, so true, Amanda, smiley face. Chemtrail says, I did a great centipede, forward and backwards. Right on. The only one I couldn't master is the spinning on my head. I didn't have the balance for that, but I could do all the other stuff. What it is says, how's it hanging? Shriveled short and to the left. How's it hanging for you? What it is? How low and to the left. Yep, that would be how it goes. Melissa's my sister. Speaking of hanging shriveled short and low to the left. Hey, Missy, what's up, darling? How are you? She says, they were worried, Jake, about my parents. Yeah, wondering what I was doing. Yeah, I went through some phases. I even had an afro at one time, I'm pretty sure. I may be wrong. I did wear the gloves with the fingers cut out of them. You know what I'm talking about? Bicycle gloves. Because I couldn't afford Michael Jackson gloves, obviously. Hee. Chemtrail says, we had contests. I never won, but it was fun. We had contests too, but I don't think we ever got in any of them. We were just kids, just doing it. We were trying to make money. We're busking. We didn't make any money. I've also sat outside of a grocery store playing the guitar, and I did make enough money to buy a carton of cigarettes doing that, but, you know. Amanda says, hi, Missy sister. Melissa says, hi, Lefty. Oh, snap. Good one. I like that. Walter says, hi, what it is, and Melissa? Chemtrail Warrior says, pop and lock. Yep, do the robot, which you can't see because I'm vertical. And the best ass in Levi's 501 jeans. Well, they're the ones with the buttons that go all the way up that you can't get into in a hurry. I know those. Melissa says, hi, Mandy sis. What it is says, hello, Walter and all. Fab Daddy says, I tried break dancing, but it turned out to be broke dancing. I've pulled a many a wife that way, so I understand what you're saying. Amanda says, how you doing, Missy? Yeah, how are you doing? It's a long time no see. You don't write, you don't call, no smoke signals or nothing. I don't know if you're living or dying. What's going on with you? Christine Marshall's in the house. What's up, Christine? He says, hi, y'all. Melissa says, chilling. It's quiet. It's quite cold, LOL. Yep, it is. We live in the north. It gets that way. I'll never forget when I first moved here, me and my mom went to this little diner up the road. It's like a 50s diner. It's all stainless steel and shiny, and there's pictures of Marilyn Monroe and Elvis on the walls, you know, that kind of place. Little soda jerk at the counter and little red stools. It's just like something you see on Mel's Diner or whatever. Anyway, I had ordered biscuits and gravy, and this little girl comes out chewing her gum and talking with a real strong, totally put on Southern accent. I'm from Georgia, so I know Southern, you know. But she's like, how y'all doing? Yeah. And I was like, fine. How you doing? She says, what would you like to have? And I told her, and she says, well, where y'all from? And we told her, and she says, well, welcome to the South. And I said, excuse me, ma'am. We are currently in the westernmost part of eastern North Carolina. There's absolutely nothing south about where we are right now. I apologize for you thinking that, but you are not Southern. And she just turned around and went away. Well, it turns out that night she gave me a biscuit that had been sitting there for about a week, and it broke my tooth. So she felt bad, and I got the dinner for free, and I managed to make sure she understood what Southern meant. So it was a good night all in all, but I will never forget that. Melissa says, hi, y'all. Chemtrail says, button fly. The one with 5 buttons that you cannot get into when you're passionately trying to get into them. I know the ones. That's why God invented pocket knives. We're there. You know what I mean? And if you do it right, it's quite sexy. Although, then you realize those jeans cost $50 in 1989, which is like $400 in 2025. So, yeah. Amanda says, right, Missy, cold and wet today for sure. Walter says, hey, Christine. Fab Daddy says, Ray Gun is my hero. Ray Gun? You mean Ronald Ray Gun? He's my hero, too. Christine Marshall says, the communications over various feeds electronically for Engagement Act. Covfefe. House Bill H.R. 2884 was introduced into the United States House of Representatives on June 12th, 2017. The Covfefe Act. Nice, Christine. Here I thought he was talking about coffee. I'm going to have to look that up. Communications over various feeds electronically for engagement. You mean social media? Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. And I think that's what Donald Trump was trying to warn us all about. We didn't get the message, though, because everybody thinks he was talking about coffee. There's even a coffee brand called Covfefe now, so more than one. Chemtrail says, I flew home one time to Oregon. Hey, there's somebody else in here from Portland, Oregon. Interesting. Just to pick up jeans and visit. And the jeans in New Jersey were 3 times the amount. Well, that's why you would fly to Oregon to buy jeans. However, I'm guessing the plane ticket wasn't as expensive as it is now, or you probably wouldn't have done that. That being said, I remember flying to Kansas City, Kansas for $100. So you can't do that anymore either. Although the plane was quite scary. It was my first plane, and I'm pretty sure planes don't make this noise around the window where you're sitting, but mine did, and I was a little nervous about that. Because I don't know much about planes. I've never been on one before, but I know they're pressurized. I'm not an idiot. That is the sound of not being pressurized. She's like, it's just the air conditioner. No, the air conditioner's up there. I'm hearing this at the window. Come take a look. She's like, you'll be fine. And I'm like, will I? She's like, you want a Xanax? I'm like, yes. So anyway, the rest of the flight was pretty nice. What it is says, have you ever got your Johnson caught in the zipper while zipping up your pants? No, because again, I'm not a moron. But no, I'm just kidding. Everybody's done that has a Johnson because they hang out. And, you know, zippers don't. It's a little known fact, folks, but it's common. Common in the penis-carrying world, especially if you don't have a permit for that thing. What? You didn't know you needed a permit? Well, if they grow a certain size, you kind of do. Melissa says, Arnold's Diner, and she was and is true blue. Yes, and I ended up marrying her many years later. Don't mean I married her. I mean, I performed the wedding for her and her husband, and she was a good friend. However, not Southern. Chemtrail says, continue, Christine. Yes, continue. Bill Bennett says, only once, and it hurt for a week. Oh, yeah, that's quite painful. And if you don't know the plight of a man who zips his thingy up, let me explain it to you. Zippers go like this and form a bond that is solid. You can't pull it apart without considerable force. And when you zip your Johnson up and it goes like this, there's a lump of skin about the size of your pinky here on the outside of that bond that you cannot pull apart. Now, there's only one way to retrieve said material from the outside of that bond, and that is to go back down the zipper and unbond it. And that, my friends, is one of the most painful things you'll ever experience in your life. So, to all men that flinch every time you go like that near their private parts, now you know why. You're welcome. Now you live with it. Amanda says, LOL, what it is. Chemtrail Warrior says, Paul from Peter, Paul, and Mary died. That's terrible. Jimmy Carter died. Linda Davis says, Walter and I had some exchange students when we were in New Jersey, and they brought jeans to take back, or they bought jeans to take back with them because they were so cheap in the U.S. And the irony is they probably made them. No, I'm just kidding. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry. No, Ray Gunn, the Australian breakdancer. Oh. I know who you're talking about. That person, right? Yeah. No. No, 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 no. That is not breakdancing. That is a mild grand mal seizure. And whoever told her that that was good should be fired, because I know what happened there. That was one of those situations where you don't want to tell somebody they're doing poorly, so you encourage them anyway, even though they suck, because it doesn't really bother your life that they suck until they represent the country in the Olympics, and then you're in trouble. Ray Gunn. Wonder what she's doing nowadays. Writing a book about her experience? If she did, no one would buy it. Christine says the bill was only named Covfefe because of Trump's response to what he heard, the Laurel and Yanni thing, what he heard about the Laurel and Yanni thing, and he said Covfefe. The Laurel and Yanni thing, in case you guys are not familiar with the meme world, and yes, under covers and in secret, I am a meme lord. The Laurel and Yanni thing was that little picture that went around crazy in 2020, somewhere around 2020, 2021, about the striped white and black dress that some people saw gold and blue. Some people saw white and black. And so there was this big thing. And then there was this recording where a person says a word and some people hear Laurel and some people hear Yanni. This is what we call in the business of psychology mass hysteria, because there is a right answer. It's not my fault if you can't hear it, right? But that was a thing for a while, and they were trying to make some connection with the fact that people see and hear different things to the fact that people are not the same thing. You know, there might be some psychology at work here, something greater going on in the world. Hate to tell you, some people are just dumb. Because I heard it, and you know what I heard? Hey, listen to this recording repeatedly and waste as much time as you possibly can, and then tell me what you think you heard. By the way, you're probably going to hear Yanni. You see what's wrong with that statement? The answer has been built in for you. And guess what happens when the mind, there's a disease, and I cannot think of what it's called, but it's something like, it starts with a P. Somebody look up what this is, where you see like random things and see faces in them, or see patterns where there are none. I can't remember what the word is, but this is a phenomena that the brain does very well, because I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but right here at about arm's length is a big hole in your vision. You can't see it though, because your brain fills it in with false information. Now, it's really good at finding patterns. That's why you can look at a crowd and find your friend over there, right? Or hear your friend talking in a lunchroom, because the brain can filter out noise and hone in on something that seems to be a pattern or something that it recognizes. And if it doesn't recognize anything, it looks for something it does recognize automatically. And that's called something. If you know it, write it in the chat. I can't remember what it is. Pareidolia. That's it. Thank you. Thank you, Google. Pareidolia. Anyway, pareidolia is a thing your brain does automatically. And when you're told the answer, guess what you hear eventually? The answer. Pretty simple psychology. Anyway, I did not know that that had anything to do with Covfefe until this moment, but I thank you for sharing that information, Christine. It's quite interesting. Melissa says, shout out to the Oregonians. Those people are weird. Be grateful you got out of there while you were young. Christine says, message retracted. Hang on, my chat jumped. Here we go. Chemtrail says, I was visiting family, but my second intention was 501s, and I bought 10 pair. Or you move that heater now, if you would, please. It's getting kind of warm in here. I'm starting to perspire. We don't want that. Melissa says, I read that one. From Eugene. Eugene, you bought 10 pair from a guy named Eugene? Why'd you do that? Were they used? Did he wash them? I have so many questions. Walter says, I used to love to fly. I love the upstairs bar in the 747. I've never been in a 747. I was in a blue airplane. You know, the one that costs $47 to get into? That one. and I had to take pickups, so it ended up costing me about $100 for the flight round trip. But it was like $47 per jump. Anyway, I don't remember exactly, but it was the cheap plane, the one that was made by the lowest bidder. You know, that one. The one that has duct tape on the wing and it's about this big. Yeah, that one. The one where the pilot gets on the radio and instead of going, "Hey, we're having trouble." You know, that one. This is your captain speaking. Christine says, they asked Donald Trump, what is he here? They asked Donald Trump, what is he here? And he said, I only hear Covfefe. I took it as it was a tough week of dealing with negotiations. They asked Donald Trump, what did he hear when he heard Laurel and Yanni? And he said, I heard Covfefe. Got it. Probably because he was dealing with that sort of situation. I understand. Bill Bennett says, I don't need a permit, LAO. That small, huh? You get with the Tom Selleck Club, you'll understand. Patty says, when I drove a truck, I would stop at Jublitz truck stop. Jublitz. Twigs and two Jublitz? I don't know. I've never heard of a Jublitz, but I like it. I've stopped at a bunch of Love's truck stops. Chemtrails, that must be like a Midwest thing because we don't have those here, or I've never seen one. Chemtrail says, yeah, Linda, I sold a lot of jeans online to the Chinese because they like the worn look and the tobacco circle in the back pocket. I like that too, actually. I don't know why, because I don't use tobacco, but not that kind anyway, but there's something about a wore-out pair of jeans that has a little ring in the back, a little skull ring. Just looks right. I don't know. It's one of those cosmetic things. That's when I learned that sometimes being a cowboy was a fashion, and that's when I stopped wearing a cowboy hat, just so you know, because I'm not that guy. Christine says, if you remember, Donald Trump stated that he has been going through the toughest week of negotiations ever involving a new bill. But then the senator claimed he named it out of spite. Out of spite for Donald, so I don't know. I don't either. I assumed he was probably texting coffee time and just woke up, you know. I've done things like that before too. Although I've never been a Twitter user, so I don't really know that experience, but I can imagine it happening. But again, I don't know. Patty says that's in Portland. Okay, cool. Jublitz is in Portland. Got it. So are werewolves, apparently, and witches. It's a weird place. It's always raining. Trees are really tall. It's really spooky. There's fog everywhere all the time for no reason. And a lot of young people. A lot of young people. Like, there's not as many old people as there are young people, which is alarming. Kind of wonder where they came from. Anyway, Patty says, drove down Grants Pass at night. Take a look at a truck driver that filmed it on YouTube. Cool. Fab Daddy says, do you think mass deportations will affect our country's growth? No, I don't. Not at all. You know why? We were growing before they started immigrating. That's not immigration, by the way, but whatever. I get what you're saying. Immigration requires going through the port of entry and signing the paperwork, taking the class, and then passing the test, and then paying the money, and then getting the green card, and then coming in and finding a job. That's immigration. The other thing is not immigration. That's B&E, breaking and entering. So, just so you know. But no, it won't affect our growth. In fact, if nothing else, it will inspire more growth because we'll have more to do. And people that have something to do tend to prosper better. People that are hopeless because they can't find a job or they have nothing to do, nothing to build, nothing to reach forward for, tend to sit there and mildew. That's just the way worlds work. So we'll see. Walter Davis says, Fab, no, I do not. Chemtrail says, I heard Laurel. It's called matrixing. Okay. Or pareidolia. Matrixing. I like yours better. Did you take the red pill? Walter says, people who work and do the things aren't targets. Right on. The illegal criminals are. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of criminality that goes along with border jumpers. And I think if we could knock that down a little bit, people would be a lot happier to have strangers come in. That's just my opinion. I personally don't have anything against it. I grew up in Florida. It's full of Mexicans. It means nothing to me. I even know how to speak a little of it. That being said, I understand entirely why people don't want that to happen, because we live in a finite space with a finite number of people and a finite number of resources. And if you go piling it in, those resources go away. So I understand that. Bill Bennett says, pictographs. Lingerie, your turn. I'm sorry, I thought we were saying random words that have nothing to do with the conversation we're having. I'm just kidding. Amanda says, it's going to help our country growth. Probably. What it is says MAGA, make America great again. How nice it will be if that comes true, along with peace and harmony and decent living from working and getting great pay from it. What it is, that is a beautiful wish. I truly do not know what to expect, but my guess is, if I had to put money on it, if I had to sit here and ponder, I would say we're probably in for 4 years of utter chaos, because ain't nobody on the other side of these things ever going to shut up. Ain't nobody ever going to give up. They're going to push and push and push and push, just like they did to get here in the first place, until they get here again. And that's just the way it is. We've only got 4 years. There's only so much damage to that ideology that Trump can do, because it's spread all over the world, and he's just one person with 4 years to do it in. That's what we call finite. And finite is a diminishing return, meaning you can't do it forever. So my guess is a lot of chaos, very little bit of growth, very little bit of calm before the storm, and then storm. That's my guess. Who knows? Don't listen to me. I'm not a professional on this subject at all. Kim Trail says, is anyone else's internet screwing up? Thankfully not mine. I got a good connection. Walter says, People's Express was real cheap. Pretty sketchy. Right on. Yeah, I was on one called Blue. I'm not even sure it was an American airline. I mean, not the company, one from America. I think it might have been a holdover from China, and they just flew me to Kansas to make a little extra money. Christine says, yeah, but Trump was asked, what does he hear, Laurel or Yanni? And Trump said, I only hear Covfefe. And I believe it was said because he said he had a week-long negotiation, said it was his hardest negotiation. That may be so. I don't know. I can't remember that far back. I do good remember what was talked about yesterday. Christine says, so I believe that he was making a joke saying that all he could hear was Covfefe. Well, nobody got it. Nobody got it. This jacket's got to go. It is hot in here. Excuse me. If I can get it off. That's what she said. I'm stuck. I got it. Whew. Man. From hot to cold. Just like that. Anyway. Christine says, I love you, Jake and Amanda, and everybody else. I gotta go. I gotta drive really bad. I gotta drive really bad roads in Michigan. Well, Christine, be careful out there, because it is bad weather, and if you're in Michigan, there's some bad folks out there, so be careful. Ted Nugent ain't coming to save you in the middle of the night, so drive and keep your eyes peeled and don't get sleepy. I love you. Be careful. We'll see you next time. Amanda says, be safe, Christine. Fab Daddy says, Copenhagen, not skull. I've done both. It's called a skull ring because that's where it came from, but I prefer Copenhagen if I'm going to do it. Fab Daddy retracts a message. Walter says, be careful, Christine. Fab Daddy says, skull. I got what you meant. Amanda says, skull, Fab Daddy. He got what he meant. He knew what he was talking about. I got him. Kim Trail says, yeah, Copenhagen. Copenhagen makes you feel so good. Chemtrail says, I saw a huge elk migration in Grant Pass. Nice. Walter says, Patty, ever go down Wolf Creek Pass with a trailer full of cluckers? I'm assuming he means chickens. Or maybe Floridians. Could be that. Chemtrail says, that's the third I've heard shoal. Wow, how weird. It's Skol. S-K-O-A-L. A-O-L. O-A-L. Skol. Patty says, I'm asking this question. Why do I get the feeling that the Blue Angels has something to do with Code Blue spray? I don't know what either one of I know what the Blue Angels are. I don't know what Code Blue spray is. Fab Daddy says, man, I need a cigarette after fighting with autocorrect and the word Skol. Arg. I'll smoke one for you. That's the kind of friend I am. I'll throw it on the line just for you. All right, Amanda says, LOL, Fab. And Patty says, people were told to get out and watch the show during COVID in Nashville, and that's when I started to wonder about it. What is Code Blue spray? I don't know what that means. And if you're wondering if the Blue Angels were chemtrailing you, I don't know. It's possible, I suppose. But I would imagine if you got COVID, it's probably because you were in a crowd of people in an enclosed area watching airplanes fly by with your head up in the air, breathing in all that good stuff all the time, wind blowing as they go by and such. Just my guess, but it's entirely possible. They do some weird things in the military. Don't believe me? Ask Tuskegee, Alabama. Or is it Louisiana? I think it's Alabama. Might be Louisiana. Bill says, the conversation was 10 minutes earlier, and you was saying, look at a blob, and who can see the picture? Maybe hell. I don't remember distractions. I hear you, Bill. I have the same problem. The young people call it ADHD. I call it squirrel. Anyway. By the way, if you guys hadn't checked out our Facebook page, go by and check that out at facebook.com/UntetheredLive family. That's all one word, Untethered Live family. It's a great place to keep up with everybody here outside of the show and keep up with all things Untethered Live universe right there in one place. Send pictures, text, videos, and chats with one another, and I don't have to be part of it. So it's a great thing to do, so go check it out, facebook.com/UntetheredLive family, and I appreciate you showing up. Amanda says, take it off, Jake. Woohoo. That was the worst strip tease ever. Fab Daddy says, glistening is a great word. Glistening? Or, yeah, glistening is a great word. I prefer sticky. I like that word better, but whatever. What it is says, what the hell? What hell? What all the way? What the hell, what the all the way? I hear you, buddy. Amanda says, LOL. Fab Daddy says, I've seen the same elk migration here in Northern California. I've never seen an elk. I've seen one on a wall. I've never seen one like walking around and smoking cigarettes and talking with his buddies or anything. However, I'm open to the encounter. I'm kind of freaky like that. You know what I'm saying? I am that guy that when I turn 80, I'll be like, I built this cruise missile to stop those kids from playing ZZ Top. I'm that guy for sure. I don't even have children crossing my yard, and I'll yell at random things to get off my lawn. I don't even have a lawn. It's just grass. Too lazy to cut it. Anyway, back to you. What are you guys thinking about? So which was it, Laurel or Yanni? Or did you fall for that trap? Amanda's a slugger. What it is says, give her an inch and she'll want a mile. I say give her an inch and she'll probably expect the rest of it. Fab Daddy says, every time I see seagulls, I can't help but say mine, mine, mine. Thanks to DreamWorks. Mine, 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 mine. Yep, That's a good one. Every time I see a dog in a car, I think about Family Guy. Hey, do you see that? What's that guy looking at? Hey. Amanda says, hell, I want all the inches, LOL. Well, it ain't like I'm holding out. No, baby. I'm saving that last one just for me. That's not how that works. So, lesson is, the next time your lady says, more, you tell her, tighter. See how she reacts. Squirrel is from Up, says Fab Daddy. Yep, that's a good one. What it is says, oh my Amanda, oh my. You guys are naughty. Well, it is Saturday. Come on. Melissa, are you still with us? My sister's like, my poor sister. She don't ever get to have no fun. Where you at, miss? Did you leave already? Amanda says, hell no. Missy said, y'all are nuts. Right on. Well, that would be true. Keels, yes. I must increase the bust. Oh, my Virginia Wars. What? Virginia Wars or Virginia Wars? What are we saying here, Melissa? What it is naughty on Saturday and repent on Sunday. Hey, never once in the history of this podcast have you ever heard me ever claim to be not a human being. I have feelings and thoughts just like you do. I just try to be calm and reserved on Sundays because that's when I'm teaching from a higher power. That means that guy was better than me, not me. I'm not that guy. Patty says Walter took carpet to Yakima, Washington, and came back down Pocatello, Wyoming, and down to Florida with an apple and shrubberies. That sounds like a long ride. Melissa says, damn autocorrect. I got you. Amanda says, right what it is. Fab Daddy says, don't fight it, Melissa. Virgin ears. Oh, my virgin ears. If your ears are virgin by now, somebody needs to talk to your publicist, honey. Long, hard ride. Yep, that's hemorrhoid inducing for sure. Amanda says, LOL. Yeah, right, Missy. We learned it from you. Not quite. My sister's a good lady. She's way, way better than I am. Or at least she pretends to be in my presence, and I'm okay with that. I don't need to know. Because I've only got so many knuckles. You can take that however you want to. We are from Georgia. But, you know. Anyway, let the big brother do all the damaging stuff, and you just sit back and go, I told you shouldn't have done that. That's your role. She's the big sister, but I'm the big brother, if you get what I'm saying. Anyway, I love having you here, miss. Thanks for being here. Amanda says, LOL, Missy. Tongue hanging out of a smiley face's mouth is just disturbing. I don't know whether to shit or get off the pot. Melissa says, that's right, Jake. What it is says hemorrhoids for sure, Confucius say. Confucius said some stuff, for sure. Melissa says, that's right, Jake. I usually am. I thought I was wrong once, but it turns out I just had indigestion. Walter is washing the dinner dishes. Oh, my stars. How did you achieve that? So, Tuesday, the war in Ukraine ends. Hopefully. The ceasefire in Israel just happened. So, why would you expect anything otherwise? My guess is very soon after Tuesday, things will come to a head and stop. I don't know exactly how that's going to be achieved, considering the damage that has been done already, but we'll see. Amanda says, nice, Linda. Jake cooked us lunch today, and it was sweet, because I'm that kind of guy. And also, it was eggs, so, easy. Anyway, my eggs don't stick to the pan. Go figure. But I shouldn't get any credit for that because you cook dinner every other time. I was doing my civic duty. I slept all day. That's the least I could do. Fab Daddy, the Ukraine war should have never started, just so you understand that. There is a master class on how to start a war and poke the bear from 2016 to 2021. Go check it out. Listen to what's being said. And then ask yourself, if you were on the receiving end of what's being said, would you like it? Because that's what happened. Melissa says, Jake, Mandy, and the class, I bid you adieu. Good night, all. Well, Melissa, thank you for coming. We love you. I know it's time for you to turn into a pumpkin, so we'll see you on the next one. Come back and see us. Mwah. Amanda says, good night, Missy. Sleep good. Linda Davis says, I made stuffed pork chops, mushroom gravy, and mashed potatoes and fresh green beans. He had a happy stomach. Sounds like it. It's making me hungry. That's delicious. I love pork chops. Melissa says, love you, Mandy. Love you, Jake. Mwah. Back at you, sweet. What it is says, sounds good. Yes, it sounds delicious. You need to cook us all dinner, and we'll show up, and we'll wash dishes. Amanda says, love you too, sister. Heart. Walter says, they were really good. I bet so. I love pork chops. Were they fried or baked? Because I like fried pork chops or grilled. And exactly how do you stuff a pork chop? Just curious. I'm asking for a friend. So, this is what I suspect is going to happen on Monday. I suspect the inauguration is going to go off without a hitch. There may be some kerfuffle going on in the audience, but I doubt it. I don't think you're going to see President Trump walking down the middle of the street as he did on the first one. I think he's probably going to be more reserved than that this time. There's probably going to be that glass up everywhere that they've had in recent years. But I imagine it's going to go off without a hitch, and then he's going to go to work. And I imagine in the next 5 days, because when you say day one, really what day one means is get everything moved into the White House. So I don't know if there's going to be a lot of that going on day one. We'll see. But week one for sure. A lot of things are going to change rapidly, and a lot of people are going to be bitching about every little detail of every little thing, to which we will respond in kind right here on Politi-tics. But I would imagine there's going to be a lot of that for the first couple of weeks. And then slowly but surely things will get better as they did last time. And by the end of the month, things will be booming. By the end of the year, everybody will be making a little bit more money, and everybody will be happy at basically everything that has transpired between the beginning of the year and then. And by the end of 4 years, it'll be curving off and going back the other way, because that's how pendulums work. Fab Daddy says, being single, I am the cook and the cleaner, and portions become important. I hear you. I've been there, many years of it. Amanda says, the same way you stuff chicken. LOL, it's easy. Well, it doesn't sound easy to me. Pork chops don't have holes. Chickens do. The pork chop is already sliced up. There is no hole to stuff. So I'm guessing you have to make a hole. I'm just asking. Amanda says, right, Fab. Batshit Crazy's here, and he says, hey, folks. Yep, it's cold, and you're looking at it. We'll put that thing in a warmer place, buddy. Amanda says, hi, Batshit Crazy. Walter says, hey, Batshit Crazy. And Amanda says, you have a thick pork chop, and you cut a hole in it. Right. Then what? I figured that part out by myself. What I asked was, what do you stuff a pork chop with? Because I'm curious. I'm going to guess cheese or some sort of vegetable. Or maybe money. Money would be nice. Bite into a pork chop, get a good flavor in your mouth, and pull out a $100 bill. Oh, yeah. I would eat that all day long. Talking about, I'm not a cook. I just play one on TV. I've got the answers because I've got Google and YouTube. Fab Daddy says, or you take a tenderloin and fillet it and make pork burrito. Nice. I got it. This is interesting. I've never thought about doing that because the tenderloin itself has always been good enough, but it makes sense. You could make like little sushi rolls or shish kebabs out of them. Roll a bunch of stuff in there. That'd be nice. A deer shish kebab sounds good with chunks of venison and other things, cheeses. Now I'm hungry. Where's my rifle? That would go good with a cup of coffee. Linda says stuffing, dressing, whatever you Southerners call it, stuffing. I know what you're saying. Is it the same stuff you put in turkeys? Because that would be like stuffing. That's interesting. I never thought about that with a pork chop. Soft or hard cheese? Well, I don't know. I'd have to try both of them. I would imagine hard cheese because soft cheese would melt really fast. Batshit says, Amanda, hugging kisses. Old pun. Amanda, hug and kiss? I've heard that. Can't remember from what, but seems familiar. It's got to be from a movie. I've heard that phrase before. Fab Daddy says, I like moon cheese. Yeah, but it's tough to get moon cheese. Linda says, one of my boys bought me some venison sausage and venison kielbasa today. Nice. I bet that's going to be good. I would like that. I like venison. I was raised on the stuff. My favorite thing to do is to get a backstrap and cut it in little dime size or quarter size chunks and then batter fry it and then cook scrambled eggs and eat that with grits. Man, that's really good. Batter fry it just like you do pork chops with flour. Red Skelton, way back. I know who Red Skelton is. I'm old. I remember watching his specials on TV. Red Skelton and Red Fox. A bunch of Reds back in that day. Amanda says, that's from The Simpsons. Maybe. It might be. Fab Daddy says, is that an oxymoron? Kielbasa is sausage. Nope, that's not an oxymoron. That's a mispronunciation of another type of thing. It's made to look like kielbasa, but it's got venison in it instead of pork. A kielbasa is the shape of and the way that it's skinned, the sausage. So you could put anything you want in it, really. Kielbasa is like sushi. Doesn't mean raw. It means a lot of things, but sushi is usually something wrapped in rice or seaweed, but it can be anything. Amanda says, shish kebab with steak, red, green, and yellow peppers, onions, tomatoes. So yummy. Sounds good. But you see, I was going with venison, so all that with hunks of backstrap. Sounds even better. An oxymoron is two words that mean opposite things put together to mean a third thing that doesn't mean either one of the opposite things, like bass boat or conservative conspiracy. There's no such thing, you know what I mean? Batshit Crazy says, it's way older than The Simpsons. Way back. Fab Daddy says sushi is rice. Well, sushi actually means seaweed, but whatever. It has rice in it, you're right. Amanda says jumbo shrimp. Yeah, I don't eat cockroaches, whether they're from the ocean or the ground. Sashimi is raw fish, right? Batshit Crazy says military intelligence. Oxymoron. Right on. You got it. You need a dash there for it to be an oxymoron. So it has to be military dash intelligence. So, you know. Jumbo shrimp is an oxymoron. Yes, it is. Belinda Davis says, that's like calling hot dogs sausage. Just because they are shaped alike does not mean they are stuffed with the same thing. Right. Well, kielbasa is based on what it's wrapped in, not the shape of it. So kielbasa is usually long, and they put it in a half-shape U in the package because it's long, and that's easier to carry. But that's not what kielbasa means. Kielbasa means it's wrapped in a certain thing, probably the stomach lining of whatever animal's stuffed in it. Sausage only means pork that has seasoning in it and wrapped in some sort of lining. So you could put wax paper around it and it would be sausage. Ask Jimmy Dean. Anyway, and a lot of people make sausage type materials out of other things like venison or beef even. I've seen beef sausage. It's not very popular, but I've seen it. It's from Good Morning Vietnam. Good Morning Vietnam. I like that movie, Batshit. It's a good movie. Amanda says, kielbasa and macaroni and cheese is so good. I'm a much, much, much simpler eater than that. I eat very little bit of food. Kielbasa isn't an English language, I'm aware. It is Italian. Basa is Spanish for ass, just so you know. And keel is Spanish for crack. If you follow me? Kielbasa means rectum-lined pork. I was trying to be nice, but there you go. Now you live with it. And there are probably 40 or 50 languages based on the Spanish dialect. This is all based on Latin. One of them is Italian and French and obviously Spanish, both from Spain and from Mexico, but different dialects. Some of the South American languages, places like Puerto Rico and Guam and places like that probably are based on that type of language, and even some English is based on Latin. Amanda says, well, I like to cook and make new things so you will survive and have a full belly. Yes, I will. And I won't bitch about it too much. But occasionally I'll have to tell you, hey, what I look like. The Michelin Man, slow down. John H. says, hello, everyone. Haggis is nice. Haggis is sheep's stomach, also like sausage filled with stuff. That's the difference between kielbasa and haggis. Amanda says, hey, John, and how are you feeling, John? Are you getting better? Are you out of the hospital yet? We've been thinking about you. Linda says hi. Amanda says hi. There is a surprising number of things stuffed with other things in the world. It's interesting. The only country that doesn't have something like that I'm aware of is China, and they even have their own version of it, which is like a dumpling almost, or they make a dumpling and they stuff it with stuff like crab or whatever. That's what them little things are you get at the Chinese restaurant that are so tasty. Little crab nuggets with the star on the top of them, whatever they're called, I can't remember. They're delicious. Especially if you get a quart of wonton soup, not wonton, egg drop soup, and then dip it in that. It's a good flavor combination. Try it. You'll like it. Batshit Crazy says, in Texas, kielbasa, distinctly Polish, don't hate the messenger. Well, do a little research and find out what Polish is, and then find out where sausage comes from, and then you'll understand. Amanda says, I'm in the mood for some stuffed green peppers or stuffed shells. I had a girlfriend one time that I eventually married, but her dad did not like me at all. Not even a little bit. He just couldn't stand the fact that I existed. And he had a Mexican wife, like the real kind, like the kind that don't have a green card, that just came over here to have a place to live and married that guy. Anyway, she cooked stuffed bell peppers for dinner, and I was invited. Well, little did I know that the Mexicans are uniquely qualified to make things that can melt paint off of the neighbor's walls. And I had to sit there and eat the whole thing without breaking a sweat or making a face, and then ask for seconds, because I wasn't going to let her dad dog me, because that's what he was doing. He was dogging me, and I ain't the kind of guy that likes to be dogged. So I took it like a man, and my lips swelled up like a blowfish for the next 3 days, and I couldn't swallow for a while, but I did it, and I ate every bite of that thing, and then I asked for more. And when I left, I couldn't speak English anymore, but I left on my 2 feet without breaking. Now, I don't care if I ever put any kind of bell pepper in my mouth again. Whatever she put in it was not legal. I'm sure of that. But I don't care for stuffed green peppers. John says, getting out tomorrow. Sick of hospital food, all steamed. Yeah, probably ain't got nothing in it either. Amanda says, oh, poor John. Somebody needs to cook you a good dinner, don't they? Amanda says, promise I won't make them spicy. That stuffed hot. No, it was a bell pepper. She cut the top off of it and filled it full of, I guess it was beef and cheese and something that the military made, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was like grade A toxic chemical, some kind of radioactive thing, I'm not sure. Anyway, it was not pleasant, I promise. I still have nightmares about it to this day. Anyway. That shit says, Buc-ee's. Anyone? Popular around here. Real popular. Buc-ee's. Cosmo, what's up, brother? Nice to see you. Welcome to the show. Amanda says, hi, Cosmo. Cosmo says, hi. Seinfeld. Anyway. Fab Daddy says, make him yellow peppers. It wasn't the pepper. It was what she put in the pepper that really turned me away from it. Anyway, I took it like a man anyway. Walter says, hi, Cosmo. Linda says, smiley, smiley, smiley. Cosmo says, hello, Walter. And Amanda says, some homemade jalapeno poppers. Now, that sounds good. I like jalapeno poppers, especially if you put the white stuff in it, not the yellow stuff like you get at the grocery store, because that ain't real. The white stuff. That's good. And then bread it and wrap it in bacon. Yummy, yummy. Cosmo says, in my way, Amanda. In your way. Why is she in your way? Or on my way? What are you saying? Batshit says, MSG, most popular spice. MSG was banned in America a while back, and for some reason we can use it again. I don't know why. Cosmo says, on my way. You're on your way here? Cool. Come on. Oh, or the jalapeno poppers. Got it. Yummy. Amanda says, white stuff. Cream cheese. That's right. The white stuff. Fab Daddy says, cream cheese. One of my favorite soft cheeses. Yep, I don't like the other white cheese, though, because it smells like feet and it tastes like that, too. So I don't like that. The slightly less white cheese. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the cream cheese is pretty good, especially in the jalapeno popper. It's a good flavor. And there used to be this little restaurant down here, not Lindbergh, Blue Cheese. John says, can't wait for tomorrow. I'm going to cook myself a big fat steak and chips. Nice. And Patty says, MSG, I think, has arsenic in it. I don't know what it has in it, but it was causing, like, heart attacks and stuff. People were having bad reactions to it, and they took it off the market for a while. It's back on the market. You can go buy Accent now. And for a while, you couldn't. It had to be something else because it didn't have MSG in it. So I don't know what that whole deal was about, if they changed it or what, I don't know. But I just happened to notice that I've got some stuff in my kitchen that has MSG in it, and I stopped eating that in the 80s. So, whatever. I like brie cheese, says Fab Dad. I don't even know what that is. Amanda says, LOL John. And blue cheese is nasty. Yeah, tastes like feet. Batshit Crazy says, we use a large air fryer. Convenient. Yeah, we got one of those. They are convenient. Monosodium glutamate, says Batshit Crazy. That's right. Sodium is metal, so that's not good for you. Glutamate messes with your blood. That's not good for you. Glucose is what your pancreas does, turns glucose into sugars. And if you don't get the right amount of each, you go into a dark, deep place and have to have insulin shots. So you don't want to mess with things that mess with your pancreas. And I think that's what was going on back in the early 90s, late 80s, when they had a problem with MSG, but I can't remember all the details. Amanda says, I love my air fryer too, batshit crazy, but I have a Ninja cooker, and that does everything too. And sometimes I'll even wear the costume. Fab Daddy says, Velveeta is that yellow stuff you're thinking of. Right on. Yeah. American cheese. Velveeta is not real cheese. That is true. It's like made out of petroleum or something. It's basically salt and sugar, and it causes high blood pressure. Right on. I think that's what I said, but yeah. Fab Daddy says, Velvets and Rotel is the bomb dip. Never had it. But I've had a mean spinach dip before, and they make that around here, and it's lovely. And I don't like spinach, so don't get that idea. It's raw, and they put something else in it. It's really good. I have no idea what's in it, but I'll sit there and eat the whole bowl of it. And they put bread around it and then fill the bread up with the spinach dip, and you just break the bread off and dip it in. Man, that's good stuff. Amanda says, yes, it is, Fab Daddy. And Batshit says, 1, induction top stoves, 2, pressure cookers, 3, propane, and all good. Right on. Well, induction top stoves are kind of expensive. I prefer electric stoves. I know gas stoves cook better, but I don't like buying gas when I can plug it into the wall. I'm already paying for the electricity. So I prefer an electric stove over a gas stove. I actually prefer a wood stove, but I'm much too lazy to cut wood, so that's out. Cosmo says, I just ate some French onion dip. That's kind of like spinach dip. I think French onion dip is in it. But it's a thing they make around here in North Carolina. They also make chicken and dumplings, but they call it chicken and pastries. And my first thought was a chicken leg sticking through a donut hole. That is not at all what they mean. They mean chicken and dumplings, and they put eggs in it and a lot of pepper. It's weird. Anyway, but it's good. North Carolina. And don't get me started on barbecue, because barbecue here means one thing and one thing only, and that's pulled pork with vinegar on it. Nothing else. You say barbecue in Florida, you're talking about a whole range of things, including sauces and different types of meat and different types of barbecue pits, grills and such. Nope. It means one thing here. Pork, pulled, and vinegarized. That's it. And at first, you'll hate it, but it will grow on you, and then you won't want it any other way. Cosmo says homemade French onion dip. If you add spinach to that, you'll have spinach dip, so congratulations. Amanda says chicken and drop dumplings, yummy. It's just dumplings. You don't have to even add the G. It's just dumplings. Fab Daddy says spreadable? Yes. The spinach dip is spreadable, but you don't need to spread it because it's got bread attached to it. You just break off a piece and dip it in and go for it. Amanda says North Carolina don't have barbecue. Yes, they do. Do not tell anybody from North Carolina it's not barbecue, because they'll fight you over it. I don't like spinach. I don't like spinach either, but I'm telling you, spinach dip is good. Amanda says, I want barbecue ribs, pork, chicken, beef with real barbecue sauce. Yeah, that's called something else here. You'll see. You'll understand. There'll be a pig picking eventually, which is what they call it. What we would call a barbecue, they call a pig picking. And when we have one, we'll go to it, and you'll see. Amanda says, and hush puppies. Now, that also is a different thing here. Our hush puppies are sweet, not salty. And they're really good with mashed potatoes. Fab Daddy says, spinach dip is ranch with spinach or close to it. Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably what it is. Might be some kind of cheese in there, like a feta cheese or something, but I'm not real sure. Something makes it thicker than dip. Batshit says the induction top is standalone commercial grade item. Swapped a cast off. I swapped a cast off for it. Cool. A cast off something. I can't see what that is. Is that a rollerblade? Amanda says Yankees. Hey, I'm not defending them. I'm just telling you the way it is. You go to Tennessee and they got the same thing with their barbecue is completely different than our barbecue. And Louisiana's barbecue has shrimp in it for some reason. And if you go to Chicago, it's completely different than it is here. If you go to Florida, it's completely different than it is here. People are serious about their barbecue and their identity. Oh, motorcycle. It's a cast-off motorcycle. Got it. Yeah, my sister has one of those. It's a glass top stove, and you can put your hand on it right next to the pot that's boiling. It's weird. It's way too expensive for my taste. But it's a nice stove. John says, I love bacon and onion dumplings. My grandma taught me how to cook it. Bacon and onion dumplings. You mean onion rings? I don't know what an onion dumpling is. Batshit says motorcycle. Got it. Florida has barbecue on every corner, LOL. Right on. Well, we do too, but it's just pulled pork. You might be able to get ribs and things like that at a barbecue place here. I don't know, but they don't advertise it very much. And you can always get a thing of Sweet Baby Ray's to go along with it. Touchscreen inductive tech, says Batshit. Nice. Amanda says, it's okay. I'll buy some real barbecue sauce and make my own barbecue. I hear you. Fab Daddy says A1 or Heinz 57. A1, thick and hearty. That's my favorite. I don't like Heinz. It's too ketchup-y. I'd rather just use ketchup. I don't like the other stuff they put in Heinz. But I like A1 thick and hearty. I like A1 thick and hearty and spicy. I like that even better. Cosmo agrees. A1. Amanda says sour cream. Yeah, she's a weirdo. She put sour cream on the top of her steak. Weird. I put it in my baked potato, but not on my steak. It's dumplings with bacon, onion inside it, steamed. Isn't that a bloomin' onion? I'm just asking. That's Worcestershire. Is not pronounced like it is spelled. Because if you pronounced it like you spelled it, you would say Worcestershire. And that is not, or Worcestershire. That is not how you say it. It's Worcestershire. And I think they did that because nobody could pronounce the name. Worcestershire, something like that. I can't remember now. I'd have to be looking at it to say it. And have to go slowly because it's a very hard word to say in these lips. Anyway, Worcestershire works better. Worcestershire sauce, which we call soy sauce. Anyway, Mark Gibby's here. He says, wash your sister. That's it. Wash your sister. Maybe that's why they call it Worcestershire. Worcestershire. Amanda says, hey, Mark. Fab Daddy says, if you take a dumpling and fry it, it becomes a pot sticker. What is a pot sticker? Are you saying it sticks to your pot? Mark says, hello. Hello, Mark. Good to see you. Hey, while we're on the subject, hit that like button. Press the bell icon so you get notifications of when I'm going to be online. Smash that bell and make sure you're going to get notified when I'm going to be online. Share this video with people you love. Better yet, share it with people you don't love. Bring them into the family. Make them part of the fold. Be part of their solutions, not part of their problems. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confront me, conform with me, drink my Kool-Aid. Make your own Kool-Aid. As long as you're thinking critical, that's what I want. Critical thought coming from that brain of yours. And hey, if you dig what you hear tonight and you'd like to feed Jake, you can do that by going to paypal.me/jakejohnsonband, or if you're a CashApp user, $jakejohnsonband, I do appreciate it. I will do everything in my power to be worthy of it. I will answer all your questions and comments, as I always do right now. All right, that's out of the way. Batshit says Texas got drive-through barbecue, common elsewhere. We do not. We have barbecue places, but they're not usually drive-throughs. Although we do have them, they're just not regular. Amanda says, yep, very common in Florida, batshit crazy. I lived in the French quarters of Louisiana back before Katrina, back when it was a really cool city, big, easy, you know. And there was some interesting food there, crawfish and filet gumbo and all kinds of stuff. Louisiana takes the cake for weird stuff to eat, but they are good at it. Fabby Daddy says 2 and 5. Got to go gameplay with my gamer friends. See you around. I hear you, Fab. Go enjoy it. Beat them. Bill says good night, guys. Bill, good night. Amanda says good night. Cosmo says, used to be plenty of boiled peanut drive-bys. Right on. Yep. Used to get, well, that was because of Jimmy Carter. He just had way too many peanuts. They had to get rid of them somehow. But now they're all gone, and alas, Trump's in office. But if you want to make boiled peanuts, let me give you a little bit of advice. Make a pot of coffee. Pour that in your peanuts, and then add water to fill them up to the part where you're at, and then boil them that way. You won't regret it. Pot of coffee. Strong pot of coffee. Maybe let it sit there till it gets old, and then use it. And then when you pour them out, and you have flavored peanuts. It's delicious. Anyway, Amanda says, I'm going to make you Florida-style jambalaya. That's called beef stew. Yummy boiled peanuts. Good night, Bill, says Amanda. Yes, good night, Bill. God bless you all. I am not far from you. I got to go to bed because I am tired. Cosmo, what's the peanut situation in Georgia right now? Are there any left? Amanda says, no, it's not. It's spicy rice. What else is in it? Beef? Cosmo says, I have no idea. Sausage. Okay, so it's sausage beef stew. Got it. Spicy sausage beef stew with corn in it. I understand. And don't put any cockroaches in it because I don't like that. Amanda says, LOL, OMG. No, it is not. I like pulling her chain. It's fun. She's an easy mark. Batshit says, will Trump be clever Monday? Probably somewhat. I would imagine he'll be clever. He is a clever dude. He is the funniest comedian alive today, bar none. Hands down, even the funniest comedians say so. We'll see. I'm sure it'll be something. Cosmo says, I like spicy sausage pasta. Me too. Mark Gibby says, church tomorrow. Yes. Thanks for the hard work, Jake. God bless you all. Mark, thank you for being here. God bless you, brother. And yes, church tomorrow at 8:30. No, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. Untethered Live. Bible study. Amanda says, it's not soupy. I didn't say it was soupy. I said stew. Stew is thick, not soupy. Jake, more crunchy cockroach, says John. Yep, some people like them cockroaches. I can't get into it. Well, it's called butterfly cockroaches. I don't care what you call it. I don't care how you dress it up. It's a cockroach. It doesn't live on land, but it's a cockroach. Don't believe me? Look at a cockroach. Look at a shrimp. in its natural habitat. There's even one running on a treadmill on YouTube. Go check it out. It's a cockroach. And I don't want to eat it. Simple as that. Plus, if it can run further on a treadmill than I can, it should be eating me. It's not juicy. I didn't say juicy. I said stew. Stew is thick, not juicy or soupy. All right, now. Beef stew. Simple. Potatoes, carrots, onions, some of those little random peas and corn from somewhere in the refrigerator that nobody ever knows where it comes from, and beef. It's good. You can put all the spices you want in it. Patty says, well, it's been fun. I have to go to another channel to figure out what is going on with the eggs and the price of fixing. And the price fixing. Thank you, Jake, Amanda. Y'all rock. God bless you both and all of your followers. Well, thank you very much, Patty, and God bless you too. Go find out and tell me, because I love eggs. Cosmo says, good night. Long, hard week, and I'm beat. I hear you. Me too. Amanda says, nope, it's totally different from Florida, and you will like it. Not if it has cockroaches in it, and if it's soupy, or, whatever other words we were saying. John says, when I went to China, I had cobra stew. Did it come with the little man with the flute going? I'm just asking, because I would definitely eat that. Amanda says, night, Patty, heart exclamation point, and night, Cosmo. Yeah, they also have cobra on a stick, and, scorpion on a stick, spider on a stick, squirrel on a stick, a lot of things on a stick in China for odd reasons. Pangolin, with or without COVID. That might have been a bridge too far. All right. John says, nope, he wasn't thrown in. You had to pay extra for the little man with the flute. I got it. That would have been cool, though. You're sitting there eating your cobra stew, and dude starts playing, and the cobra just comes up out of the stew and looks at you. That'd be kind of weird. Jalapeno on a stick. On a stick. Now, that's just Jeff Dunham. He's the only one that shoved a stick up a jalapeno's butt. All right, it is 10 o'clock, and I do have to retire. God bless you all. MAGA, rock on. We'll see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Untethered Live for some Bible study. It was a good evening. I enjoyed it. It was very comical. I hope you guys all had a great time. I'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your dedication and loyalty and love and appreciation for what we do here. Thank you for the contributions for what we all do here, and thank you for just showing up. It means a lot. Thanks for watching.